Hello and Happy New Year once again. I've been here once before in 2026. Last Thursday was the first day of this calendar year, and I was in a different location then than I am now. So, greetings for the first time from Bend, Oregon in 2026. Mm. Landing here, taking a moment to pause. If you're listening to this at a different moment in the time space continuum, just taking a moment to feel your body, this acknowledgement of our physiological self, the power of stillness to transcend, the power of stillness to create the experience in the body of love. In presence, we are the experience of love. In love, we are in the experience of presence. They're on the same continuum. Mm. Yeah, that feels so good. I feel my awareness drop down to my belly when I take that deep breath. How, oh, like the pause in me feels like this tingly from the top of my head and my forehead, deep in my brain, kind of through my neck, through my chest, and down into my belly. And how incredibly the word attuning that feels to give myself a moment to just be here, to just be here with myself in this space with you. You know it's cold when a person wears a hat and a down vest in their own home. I think we have topped out at this point in the day at like 34 degrees. It's a cold one. We got snow yesterday here where I live. There's some white out there. And my son and I dismantled our Christmas tree yesterday, and I put it on my front porch. I'll show you. It looks really cool. I did this last year, and it made me so happy to keep my Christmas tree alive for a little longer out in the world, greeting me and whomever else walks up onto this porch, and getting to be this beautiful, celebratory ornament, and really honoring the life that that tree gave to me and my home and the people who got to see it. Yeah, all of the Christmas trees, all of the plants that we look at and or take into our bodies via food, plants, animals, also the animals that eat the plants that then we eat, all of the things that are part of this cycle of life. To feel intentionally grateful for everything being so connected, so connected. I'm sipping on a cup of chai tea and coffee, and it is so tasty. And it seems like my internet might have some funkiness today, and I'm nervous about that. I hope that this video is recording smoothly. Oh, the theme of love is really alive for me today. And I'll be coming up on 1 year of nearly weekly episodes of this show in about 2 months. I started it in March of 2025. And so in March of 2026, it'll be almost weekly. I think I skipped maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, I think I there were 1 or 2 in the summer and then 1 or 2 in the late fall and or early winter. And I'm really proud of myself for that. There was a beautiful consistency, has been a beautiful consistency here, and I like consistency. Consistency feels healthy. It feels um, regulating. It feels anchoring. It feels grounding. It feels nourishing. It feels relaxing. I like all those things. And so I'm proud of myself for having consistency with this, and I'd like to fold more consistency of the activities for my life, personal and business, into this year 2026, um, as I experience life with this joyous pride. The words that I feel are my guiding words for 2026. And love as this theme that I feel is really present with me today, consciously present. Um, I'm just realizing that like my hand is sort of shaking my phone, and I have a tripod and I didn't get it, and I would like to have more consistency with my production of spaces. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing in in the awareness of my interest in that is I'm actually going to be shifting, and I want to put my time for this consistent sharing of me with the world into a different format. Um, I'll maintain a weekly consistency with it, but I believe I'm going to shift my resources of energy and time into a different format, which is a podcast. And so I'll be sharing more about that as I get more clarity on it for myself. It's just something I've been thinking about for at least 2 years. And so I'm claiming that by speaking it out loud on this show right now. Love, the only thing that truly transforms. Love. Love, I like to expand the definition on, and I'm going to shift over here so that my hand isn't continuing to shake my video so that you can see me without being distracted by the movement of the wobble of my video. There we are. Love. I like to expand the definition of love and add some additional language to help us understand, what does love look like in act? What does love look like in action? Some other language, radical acceptance, accepting what is. This is love. And so much of our human conditioned experience in modern society, in Western society, is really the antithesis of that. It's more about controlling our environment or controlling our experience so that we just feel the things that aren't scary, so that we just feel the things that we're not afraid of. And this saying this just makes me want to cry. Because what happens is that we have created, through so many unnatural functions of human society and unnatural functions of human expression, a very controlled human body, a very controlled human experience that resists all of ourselves, that resists all of what our bodies are actually, our body, mind are actually capable of experiencing. And there's so much explanation for this. There is no like, I don't feel any anger. Well, maybe I do. That's a whole other episode, but um the result of where we're at now is that there's this internal fragmentation, and that fragmentation is the parts of us that are in pain that we resist being in touch with. And when we resist being in touch with those places, we create separation from within our own body. It's the opposite of intimacy. It's a it's a shutdownness, it's a closed offness, it's a stuckness, it's a disintegration that prevents us from actually loving, which is to radically accept what is. And so much of what is deep in the subconscious psyche. We're not um, we are not in a place of ritualistic culture that invites us to step into these deeper uh, psychological places where we can access truth. So, radical acceptance, love, love, radical acceptance, truth, love, love, truth, presence, love, love, presence. Our ability to actually feel and tune into these deeper places is the access place, is the access point to um, feeling this love here inside of ourselves, inside of our being, which is transformative, which is creating wholeness, which is expanding, feeling into the edges, the places that we're fearful of, the places that are fear themselves, and softening to them, loving them. Through softening them, we are loving them. Through noticing that they are even fucking there is love. Okay. Ooh, so it all begins here. We can't transform without love. Love is the ultra mega transmutational energy. Love is the force that heals. Love is the energy that heals. Love is foundational to human thriving. And this doesn't mean what I think a lot of modern interpretation of love is, which is inaccurate and has perpetuated some of the disintegration in the human experience, which is that everything goes, and this like deep submission and a losing of one's powerfulness in that place, in that place of ultra surrender and submission. That's not the actual accurate experience of love. However, being able to love that we might do that, being able to love that we might self-abandon, being able to love that we might struggle to have a boundary that might be showcasing itself out here, but it's because it's coming from within, because there's a connectedness to one's virtue, which as a society is where there's so much confusion and lostness. And having a conversation with my physical therapist, who's also a beautiful friend of mine, about the healthcare system and systemically all of these places where there's uh there is a theme of residual unaccountability to the deepest human virtues and values that is that perpetuates so much of the pain and the separation that we feel inside of ourselves and in a society as whole. It's unnatural. Unnatural. There's so many parts of the way that we live as humans right now and have been living for a while that are unnatural, they don't actually support the human to thrive, the human organism, the mammalian human, Homo sapien to thrive. So, mm, I'm gonna keep this short and leave there with this theme of love. And mm, this is a foundational part of the way that I have chosen to be with myself over the last few years of my life. And it, it feels very embodied in me since I was a young girl. I remember as a young grade school age girl, I'm going to use the word hate, and I don't enjoy using the word hate. The word hate has a very strong vibration to it. And I remember as a young girl hating, like feeling the pain of it in my body when kids would say things that are mean to other kids. When so blessed, the rare occasion happened where I was the recipient of something that felt cruel or mean. And as a kid, you're not thinking, right? Like, oh, that other kid's pain is just being projected at me. I know that now. Nothing is ever personal. Nothing is ever personal. And I know there's this deeper place that I've felt in my body connected to love and radical acceptance and truth and trust. Trust, that's the other word. Trust, love, trust. Truth, acceptance, trust, love. Mm. And we all feel that, whether we're consciously aware of that or not, our bodies notice this. And when we don't acknowledge it, we just perpetuate the internal disconnect. So, my hope, my wish, my desire for my own body is to be a channel for any unfelt pain that wishes to be felt from those around me who I care about and love, as we all expand into a more natural way of being with ourselves, which is to allow things to be felt, which is to allow and permit things to be revealed to us so that we can seam all of these pieces together and feel whole again as an individual, which is the systemic, it's the cultural, it's the societal transformation. It all starts here. With love, with grace, mm, with encouragement, with belief and faith in the transcendence of our world, our planet, the cosmos, to lean more and more and more into the energetics of the alchemical, transformative quality of love. Mm. Sending love to you today. See you next week.